In Power BI, you may or may not have heard of the term bookmarks. Report bookmarks are very powerful because what they allow you to do is they allow you to save the current look or the current state of a page and be able to return back to that look at any point in time. And so you could have a page, as we do here, called sales analysis, and we want to create a number of bookmarks, which is a number of ways that this page looks, and that's based on basically filtering. So I'm first of all asking that we select this particular matrix here, and what I want to do is format it. So I'm just going to go to my format visuals, and I just want to turn the column subtotals off, and I can collapse that. And if I now go into my more options, I'd also like to sort by total sales, and I'd like to sort by total sales in descending order, and so that's sorting descending, so that's great. I also now would like to also filter by accessories, so I'll choose this option here. So what I'm seeing now is I'm seeing the sales analysis report customized and filtered in a certain way. And so I'm actually going to, first of all, now also hide the slicer. So I'm going to introduce you to something called the selection pane. So if we go to view, we can turn the selection button on, and that gives us the selection pane here. And what this is basically saying is there are three things on this page. There is the text box, and if I click it, it takes me there. There is the slicer, and there's also the matrix. Now I might decide that before I save this bookmark, that I would also like to hide the slicer. So I'm just going to click this little eye to the right of slicer to hide this visual. And so that's now hidden from view. Even though it's influencing what I'm seeing, it's hidden from view. And to now create a bookmark on the View tab in the ribbon, I'm going to bring up the Bookmarks pane. So we're looking at the Bookmarks pane and the Selection pane. Now on the Bookmarks pane, I'd like to add a bookmark. And so there it is, Bookmark 1. And so I'm then going to hit this little collection of dots here, and I can rename, delete this bookmark. So I'm going to rename it Accessories, because this is my Accessories view or bookmark. Sort of the same thing. Now I'd like to now go to the selection pane and unhide the slicer so I can see it. And now I actually want to slice by bikes. And so this is my bikes filter, and I'll hide the slicer. And now I'm adding a bookmark, and this is bookmark 2. And if I double click it, I can rename that also bikes. And so I've got two bookmarks of this one report page. Now I'm going to show my slicer, and this time choose clothing. I'm going to hide my slicer, add a bookmark, and double click it and call it clothing. And lastly, show my slicer, take off clothing, turn on components, hide the slicer, add a bookmark, double click it, and call it components. Okay. So we've created 4 bookmarks, and if I click accessories and view, then that is my accessories bookmark. If I go bikes, it just shows me bikes, and clothing shows me clothing and components. So I don't actually even need to click the view button. I can just flick between the bookmarks and the different views or the different states I've created of this particular page. So I might hide or close the selection panel. Yeah, and that's bookmarks.